Not every guy needs a dating coach because some guys are naturally good with women, yet other guys struggle with knowing what to say when they meet an attractive woman, knowing how to keep a conversation going and keep it interesting, knowing how to feel confident around the woman and get to a kiss and sex and so on. Some guys struggle with different parts of the attraction and dating process, and that's where a dating coach comes in. So in this video, I'm going to reveal 5 types of guys who need a dating coach to show them the way so that attracting women, getting to sex, and getting into a relationship is easy for them from now on. The first type of guy is the cool guy who lacks confidence around women. There are many cool guys out there who know that they're a cool guy, and when the guy is around his friends, co-workers, or family, he feels like he's a cool guy. He knows it, and he's confident about that. Yet when it comes to attractive women, he lacks confidence in himself. All that confidence that he had in himself about being a cool guy goes right out the window when he starts talking to an attractive woman that he really likes. Suddenly he starts doubting himself and thinking that he's not good enough for her. He starts thinking that she's too pretty and she wouldn't like a guy like him. In most cases, many of the attractive women that he has met throughout his life were actually interested in him and did think that he was a cool guy, but the woman then started to feel turned off by the fact that he was doubting himself around her. The thing is, if a woman is unattractive and she comes across a cool guy who likes her, then she's going to be happy about that, right? She's going to be happy about the fact that a cool guy doesn't even know his value and he's trying to get a chance with an unattractive woman, right? She likes that sort of thing because she gets to get herself a cool guy. Yet an attractive woman usually doesn't want to accept a guy who doesn't feel good enough for her. She doesn't want to get into a relationship with a guy who looks at her as being way better than him because she worries that he's going to become clingy, needy, jealous, and potentially controlling in the relationship. So what most attractive women try to find is a guy who at least feels as though he's good enough for her and preferably feels as though he's more than good enough for her. Now that doesn't mean that he says that to her, acts arrogant, or says negative things to her to show her that he's so damn good. It just means that it comes across in his body language, in his vibe, in his conversation style, his behavior and actions. She can see that he's not panicking, she can see that he feels good enough for her, and he feels comfortable, relaxed, and confident around her. Likewise, when a guy doesn't feel like he's good enough for an attractive woman, she'll usually be able to see that as well. She'll see that he is trying really hard to hopefully get a chance with her, he is being hesitant around her, he's not really being his real self, and he's putting on a bit of an act. He's putting on an act of being a bit nicer than he normally is, a bit more polite, a bit more this or that, in order to hopefully impress her and get a chance with her. So there are a lot of cool guys out there who need a dating coach like myself to be able to tell you that, hey, you are good enough. And if you can talk to an attractive woman and let her see that you feel as though you're good enough for her, then she's going to feel attracted to you because of that. She's going to see that you are one of the rare guys who feels good enough for her, right? Who feels confident around her. And as a result, you are able to let your real, cool self come through. You don't put on an act of being nicer than you really are. You don't put on an act of being more polite than you really are. You be your real self and you know that it's good enough. You know that you're a cool guy. And you know that when you're being your real self, it's good enough, right? You don't need to put on an act for anyone. Number 2, the very intelligent guy who isn't used to flirting with women. When a guy is very intelligent, he usually wants to have conversations that are logical, sensible, and often complex and really interesting, right? A guy will want to discuss the meaning of life, or he'll want to get into really detailed, complicated topics about politics or computers or mathematics or science and so on. Yet when it comes to initially attracting a woman, those type of conversations usually aren't the thing that makes her wet. Right? If you want to make her feel sexually attracted and turned on by you, discussing algebra or quantum physics usually isn't going to do it. Right? What you need to be able to do is flirt with her. Here are a couple of examples of how to flirt with a woman rather than just talking to her in a logical, neutral, serious, or intellectual way. So if a woman says that she is studying medicine, a logical, neutral, serious, or intellectual response could be something like, "How long have you been studying that? What do you think of the state of the healthcare system today? Healthcare is such a mess these days, the government really should do something about it. What field of medicine are you studying?" On the other hand, a flirting response to a woman telling you that she is studying medicine is to say something like this. "Oh, so you're not very intelligent then? I only like smart girls. Sorry." Alternatively, you might say something like this. Medicine? Oh, that's easy. Anyone can get a master's degree in that. Why didn't you study something that would be more difficult? You should use your brain, girl. Medicine's too easy. Another example is where you meet a woman and she says that she works as a teacher. A logical, neutral, serious, or intellectual response could be, oh, what grade or what year do you teach? Where do you teach? The education system really needs to be overhauled in this country. Alternatively, to flirt with her, you can say something like this. You seem like you'd be a mean teacher. Or, you seem like you'd be a strict teacher. Or, you smile and say, I'd hate to have you as a teacher. She then asks, why? And you say, just kidding. You'd be good to look at. Maybe a little distracting though, I don't know. Adding in some flirting into your interactions with women makes it more fun for you and for her. It also makes her feel attracted because she can see that she would enjoy herself when in a sexual, romantic relationship with you. Some intelligent guys don't want to flirt with women because they see it as pointless banter. Why should I have to flirt with a woman and have a fun, interesting, playful type of conversation with her when I don't want to talk about that stuff? I want to be able to talk about what I'm interested in. I'm into quantum physics, I'm into science, I'm into philosophy, and so on. Let's discuss that. Well, the thing is, many women are really into discussing those things, but it's best to talk about those things after you've had sex with a woman, not before. Some women are cool to discuss quantum physics and philosophy and all that sort of stuff as you first get to know them before you even kiss them, but those women are going to be the ones who are sexually attracted to you, right? The woman is going to be into you, or she's going to be a woman who loves to talk about those things. Yet, as you may have experienced, when you have met a woman who loves to talk about those things, if you just talk about those things and don't actually flirt with her and make her feel sexually attracted and turned on, when it comes time to get her phone number or move in for a kiss, what does she say? Oh, I'm sorry, I think you got the wrong idea. I think we'd be better off as friends. Why is she saying that? Well, the all-important sexual spark isn't there. You get along intellectually and emotionally, but she's not feeling turned on. Instead, she's enjoying having an intellectual conversation with you, and that's about it. Now, some guys don't like that, and when they try to talk to women in an intellectual way and have interesting conversations with them and then end up in the friend zone, a guy will often walk away thinking, what's wrong with women? Do they just want to talk about stupid, useless things that I hear them talking about with guys that they're actually attracted to? All that playful banter crap. I don't want to talk about that. Well, a guy like that needs a dating coach like myself to shine a bit of a light on reality and say, hey, there's a reason why women like flirting, right? There's a reason why men who flirt with women then get to a kiss and have sex with the woman. One of the reasons why flirting is so important is that it gives a man and a woman an opportunity to interact with each other in a playful way and see what type of chemistry they have in a sexual, playful type of way. Not just intellectual chemistry and being open-minded and discussing very intelligent things, right? How about the playful sexual chemistry? What would a relationship with you feel like? Would she be happy? Would she laugh? Would you and her have fun together? Or would it be more of an intellectual type of relationship where you want to discuss serious things all the time? The thing is, there's nothing wrong with having intellectual, serious, logical, philosophical conversations with women, and you really can get into that in the relationship at times, but you also need to be able to offer a woman a bit more of a playful side to yourself, because after all, she is a woman. She doesn't want to be your male buddy where you sit around discussing serious things for 10 hours straight, and that's enjoyable for us men. We love to talk in detail and get into very intellectual conversations about the meaning of life and so on. Well, women enjoy that too, but in a relationship, a woman also wants to be able to feel like your girl. She wants to be able to see that you can flirt with her and you can make her feel a little bit nervous and unsure of herself and excited at the same time because you're able to put her on the spot with some flirting. You're able to create a sexual, playful vibe between you and her at times. You're not just serious all the time. Additionally, what you'll find is that after you've had sex with a woman and she's falling in love with you, then she'll be really interested in hearing about your intellectual ideas, your philosophical ideas, and so on. Yet, prior to then, she wants to be able to see what type of chemistry you and her have in a romantic sense, in a sexual sense. Is there an enjoyable, playful type of chemistry that you and her can vibe on in a relationship, or do you just want to have serious conversations with her all the time? The third type of guy who can benefit from the help of a dating coach is the virgin, or the guy who avoids sex because he lacks sexual confidence. Now, those are two different types of guys, but the mistake that those two guys make is the same, right? The virgin and the guy who avoids sex because he lacks sexual confidence makes a big deal out of sex and thinks that it's a really difficult thing to do. So a dating coach like myself can help a guy like that by telling him this: listen up. When you slide your penis inside of her vagina, she is going to feel good, right? She is going to enjoy that sensation. When she sucks you off, she's going to enjoy it, as are you. Right? You're going to enjoy it and she's going to enjoy it. When you lick her out, she's going to enjoy it, right? You're not going to stuff it up. When you bend her over and you're banging her from behind, she's going to enjoy it and you're going to enjoy it. So just interact with women, make them feel attracted to you, get to a kiss, have sex, and enjoy yourself. The fourth type of guy who can benefit from a dating coach is the shy guy who can't work up the courage to talk to women. A shy guy like that needs to understand that pretty much every woman you approach will be friendly, open, and will have a conversation with you. You will sometimes encounter women who immediately close up and don't want to talk to you. In some cases, that's because you're coming across as insecure and doubting yourself with your body language, vibe, and tone of voice. But other times it's because the woman is a bitch. Not your fault, right? But generally speaking, pretty much every woman you approach will open up and have a conversation with you. So you're not going to die. Additionally, when you know how to make women feel attracted to you as you talk to them by displaying personality traits and behaviors that naturally attract women, then you're going to feel confident about approaching women. For example, when you know how to make women feel attracted to your confidence, when you know how to use ballsy humor to make women feel attracted to you, when you know how to express your natural charisma, then you're going to be able to make women feel attracted to you. And once you start doing that, you will see that women find you attractive. What will happen then? You won't have any need to be shy anymore. You'll feel confident about yourself. You'll see for yourself that women find you attractive. And instead of being shy around women, you'll feel excited to talk to them because you'll know that you can make them feel attracted to you. And what happens when they feel attracted to you? Well, then you can get to a kiss, you can have sex, and enjoy yourself. And finally, another type of guy who can benefit from the help of a dating coach is the confident guy who can't seem to get anywhere with the types of women he really likes. Many guys go through life feeling confident in themselves and their abilities in general life. Additionally, when they interact with women, they're fine. They feel confident. They can talk to women, they're not afraid of women, but they don't get anywhere with the type of women that they find attractive. Why? It's pretty simple. The guy isn't actively making the woman feel a spark of sexual attraction for him. Instead, he usually will talk to a woman in a neutral way. So he'll talk to her as a friend and just have a normal, friendly conversation with her. The all-important sexual spark will be missing though. He could be talking to her for 20 minutes and another guy will come along and start talking to her for 30 seconds to a minute, and the other guy can take her if he includes the all-important sexual spark. So the other guy will make the woman feel a sexual spark for him by using some ballsy humor, flirting with her, being very confident in the way that he talks to her, playfully messing with her, and so on. Additionally, if the confident guy who got rejected was being too nice to the woman and was putting on a bit of an act of being nicer than he actually is, then the other guy can really benefit from that if he is being more real. The woman will turn to him, she'll feel interested in him because she will be able to see that that guy is more charismatic. He's letting his real personality come through and therefore he's more charismatic. He's more interesting, he's more appealing. She's interacting with the real version of him, but the other guy, she doesn't really know who she's interacting with. He's putting on a bit of an act. So with the confident guy who doesn't really know how to make women feel sexually attracted to him and want him in that way, he can benefit from the advice of a dating coach like myself, where I fill in the missing pieces of the puzzle for him. For example, a confident guy will often get rejected by women because when he meets an attractive woman that he really likes, he'll immediately start to show interest in a relationship. He'll come across as a guy who is hoping to be her boyfriend, and she doesn't want that. She wants a guy who's more of a challenge. If he does that with an unattractive woman, then great, she's going to be all for it. But an attractive woman wants a guy who's more of a challenge. She doesn't want to accept one of the 1,000 guys who are lining up hoping to get a chance to stick it in her, right? She wants a guy that she feels lucky to get with, that she has to try to impress a little bit. She has to be on her best behavior around him in order to get a chance with him. Additionally, with confident guys who struggle to make women feel attracted to them, it can also be because the guy is talking to the woman in too much of a neutral way. Right? He wants to have neutral conversations with women and be friendly, but the all-important sexual spark is missing. So in cases like that, the guy needs to start adding in ballsy humor, being a bit more playful in the way that he talks with women, being a bit more challenging, and letting his real, natural charisma come through by being his real self at all times. So how about you? Could you identify with any of the guys that I was talking about in this video? Were you a mix of some of those? Were you exactly one of them? Or did you give yourself a different title? For example, with number 4, the shy guy who can't work up the courage to approach and talk to women could also be a confident guy who can't work up the courage to approach and talk to women. Some guys are very confident in pretty much every other area of their life, but when it comes to walking up and talking to a woman that they find attractive, well, that's another story altogether. They don't have that confidence, and in that case, a guy can learn from a dating coach like myself to get that confidence so he can get on with having sex and relationships with women of his choosing. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something from it. If you'd like to learn more, I recommend that you read my ebook, The Flow, or listen to the audiobook version, The Flow on Audio. The Flow is everything that you need to know to go from hello to sex with a woman that you find attractive. It includes my best examples of how to start conversations, how to keep conversations going, how to keep conversations interesting, how to make women feel attracted to you, how to use the type of humor that women find attractive, how to be confident around women, how to attract them with your confidence, how to get to a phone number, how to get to a kiss, how to get to a date, how to get to sex, and so on. It also includes examples of what to text a woman when you get her phone number so she feels attracted to you and wants to go on a date with you. One final point that I want to make for you in this video is that there's nothing to be embarrassed about when it comes to learning how to attract women and improve your success with women. In society, we men are expected to just know this stuff and get on with being a man, yet we're not taught this type of thing in school. We're also not taught it on TV, and if you ask women about it, you get politically correct answers and you get led astray, right? They tell you just be nice, give the girl compliments, wait, be patient. And then you see a guy who is a good guy, but he's not being really nice to women, right? He's just being normal, he's being confident, and he's able to attract women and get to kissing and sex right away, right? He doesn't have to be patient and be the girl's friend and give her lots of compliments. He gets with her pretty much right away, and he enjoys his choice of women. That happens because some guys are naturally good with women and get that stuff done easily and just get on with enjoying their life, and other guys learn how to do it. They learn what to say to women to make them feel attracted, they learn how to get to a phone number, a kiss, sex, and date, and they enjoy themselves. So they get on with enjoying their choice of women. So if you're not getting the results that you want with women, don't be embarrassed to start learning, right? If you've enjoyed this video so far, keep watching some of my other videos or check out my ebook, The Flow, and learn my best techniques.